All right, hiya folks. This is the Ganatra Show, and I'm your host, Ganatra, and this is my colleague.
I'm Kelly, the other host.
And today we will be interviewing one of the most famous calligraphers in Chinese history.
Coming from the Jin Dynasty, let's welcome Wang Xizhi.
It feels like I've been on a 1,000-year journey to get here.
Yeah, I mean you sort of get those aching pains when you've been in the grave for a few dynasties. But yeah. How are you feeling? How are you feeling?
Tired.
Yeah,
I went down the street yesterday and I was like, where's the geese?
Okay, why is that?
Why do you care about the geese?
Because back in the day, I loved my geese. I had a full flock of geese and I raised my geese. It was like
Very loving.
geese
Nice.
children.
Children.
And they also taste pretty good.
Oh wait, so you just fattened them up? Okay, well I guess
Those
that's what
poor
they did.
geese.
Okay.
What a hobby. Was that your favorite hobby, you would
Yes,
say?
yes. I told you I love my geese.
Okay.
Yeah, all fun and games until they end up on the dinner plate. But well, speaking of dinner, other than geese, what else do you like to eat? Like to drink? Anything?
What else?
I mean, so in the modern
You gotta
days,
leave me.
we played beer pong. It's one of the most famous drinking games. Did you play any drinking games?
Beer pong? Is
Yes,
that
beer
like
pong.
what's pong?
Good question. That is still, it goes by a few different names. I think pong is just one of them.
It's
Okay.
just,
How do you
so
play?
it's like you have a ping pong ball. I guess
Okay.
that's where pong came from.
Oh.
And
You
you
should
have
be familiar.
cups, and they're arranged in a sort of whatever way you want to arrange them, but generally in the triangle.
Oh.
And then you're
Triangle,
trying
good shape.
to
What's wrong?
throw the ball into the cups.
It
and-
sounds very skillful.
Yes, which
But-
makes it even better when you're drunk.
Okay,
Anyway,
okay. Back in the day, we had a game, but it required very little skill. Right? What would happen is we would have a river, and we'd be sitting along this river, and there would be these cups of wine, and they would be placed on the river, and then the river would do all the work because rivers are very skillful.
I see.
And while you're sitting there, if it comes by and it comes to you, if the river gives you this gift, then you would have to drink, or you could write a poem. So I know it's very complicated. Sometimes you have a good poem, and so you write it. Other times you don't, and then you get drunk. Either way you win.
So people are writing poems while they're drunk, generally.
Oh,
I mean, that's where the
potentially,
best inspiration comes.
You gotta get the creative juices going. It's.
Would you? So we have a guest that couldn't make it today, but has been inspired by your work. It is a calligraphy student, and he would like to ask you a question. So we have him on phone currently to ask you a question.
Glad you're back to the dead. Thanks for taking my call.
Glad you're back.
This is Eli Cosmobob. And I'd like to know what was your quick prize while your work?
Seems like a
That's a
reasonable
good
question.
question.
We have a smart audience members.
Yeah, one of the works that I did, it was around the time of the Spring Festival. And we were playing the drinking game.
I mean, what else is there to do?
I know. This guy's catching on fast. And we had this body of poems. We were all very, very happy.
And drunk?
And drunk, catching up fast. And then they came to me and they were like, why don't you write an introduction, a preface? And I was like, that's a good idea. And so I took my brush and I went boom, 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 and quickly wrote out an introduction. And I know. But it was only a draft. It was only a draft. And so I went to sleep, and I woke up the next day and I was like, this is so beautiful. This is perfect. But it was only a draft. And so I took my brush and I tried. And I tried 100 times. I tried to make it look beautiful, you know, without the mess.
Okay. Sounds like a challenge.
And it could never be as beautiful. It
Okay.
could never be as beautiful.
One and done.
I
you know?
mean, the original is always the best.
So what I did is I was like, gotta turn in a messy one. And that's what I did.
What is
Wait.
this work? What was this work
It
called?
was the preface to the poems from the Orchid Pavilion.
I mean, since you're here and it's been very hard to contact you, would you like to give us some tips or show us?
Yes, I would. But
Some
first, I'm just thinking about this. Where is my work?
Where's your what?
Oh, your work?
Yeah, my prefix.
No, your
Well,
work. So.
You see, the thing is,
Do
your work
you
was
not
so,
have it?
Well, your work was so, highly esteemed that, one of the emperors in
The Tang Dynasty.
just took it to his grave, literally. It was just
Well,
that good.
can I go get it?
I mean,
Well-
you can always die again, I guess, and then.
Yeah.
You
but
probably don't want to.
It's gonna be a little difficult, but
But
you can just.
yeah, but we essentially have it.
Your work was very appreciated by everyone, and still is.
True.
That's good. When I was in heaven, I saw someone, and it was very, very, very interesting. Because you've got 2 eyes. You've got 2 eyes. But
I mean, so do you.
You're like combined to one being. You would have 4 eyes.
Yep, 2 plus 2 equals
But
4.
2 noses? No.
No.
Oh, I guess those are.
No, yeah, we're going with her nose. It's a lot prettier.
No.
All right. I see. Okay.
So, who is this?
I think that maybe your main man there, is telling you.
Would you say this person that you're speaking of was an inspiration to your work?
I don't know. I think it was above.
It was very hard to contact you, and we have an audience, and people are kind of eager to see what you can do with a brush. And so we know you have many different styles, especially as like a master in calligraphy. What would you say are the styles that you used to write in, and what your most renowned style would be?
I really enjoyed the cursive style because it's just like the river. You gotta flow with it,
Very
and smooth and long and.
Yeah. This is as opposed to the regular style and like the semi-cursive style. Okay, makes sense.
Well, anyway, what do you know about wood?
Well, I know that.
Do you know we're starting from the beginning?
From the beginning.
Okay.
The
That's
4 treasures.
4 treasures.
I mean, we
What
can
about
kind
you,
of guess.
Ganatra?
I mean, I took.
Let's go Ganatra
All right.
first.
Well, 4 treasures. Treasures, is pretty important.
Yeah.
So if we need treasure, we need probably need some stuff. This treasure, some items.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's good.
Some
That's
items,
good.
I
That's good.
mean-
What are you thinking, Ganatra?
Maybe some. You need the brush, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
sure.
Right. That's some good
We'd
stuff.
also have to dip the brush in the ink to
Right,
write calligraphy,
right,
so the ink
right.
is very important. I would consider that a treasure.
And you gotta do something. You gotta put it on
Yeah,
paper.
you gotta write it on
Okay.
paper,
Wow,
so.
That's
That's
good.
Yeah.
We need another thing, but that's 3. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Well, there are 4.
Oh,
I'll give you a hint. Number 1, why is this all liquid?
Because it's ink.
oh, the ink stone.
Oh, you're saying where the ink came from.
Yeah.
You can't just.
We did read about it somewhere
Right.
that,
You read
In
about it?
ancient
How did this happen?
well, in ancient times, there used to be like a stone, an ink stone that you would use to make the ink. So you would mix it with like water and then you would like grind it and then become the liquid ink.
Yeah,
Okay.
times
But
are
nowadays,
changed.
it seems like people have liquid ink to begin with, so it's less challenging.
Yeah.
All this modernization losing the tradition.
Yeah.
I would totally
Anyway.
agree with
Yeah,
that. but
anyway,
it does
anyway.
make life easier and more
Anyway.
efficient.
How would you hold?
Maybe I should have paid more attention when
I feel like that would make it very
We're working.
difficult
We're-
to right?
Well, it seems like you could do some good dots.
Wait,
there.
I can
Yeah, yeah,
totally-
dots are my
Okay.
specialty
Yeah,
actually.
there you go, there you go.
Well, seems like this would make it easier to write.
Ooh, that's very strong,
Yeah,
but you gotta be
very
nimble.
strong,
You
yeah.
gotta be nimble. Here, I'll show you.
Yeah.
So the first
Learn
thing
from the master.
is the thumb. Now this is the shortest finger, and
Oh,
you
is
do
that
a
true?
little.
Generally, it's true. Your hand must be very different if you didn't
I
have a
mean, these
thumb.
from ancient times. I mean, this guy was talking about 4 eyes earlier.
I know. So some people have large hands, some people have small hands. You know, it all depends. Okay. So you pinch them together.
Uh-huh.
Then you bring the middle finger and you rest it right beneath. Alright. And you've got these 2 fingers. This is the ring finger. You just move up a little bit. And about where this black part meets the wood, you put the ring finger.
Uh-huh.
And then, okay, this should be on the
Yeah.
on the
I mean,
on the
he's not done yet. He knows what he's doing. You can
Yeah, I
trust
mean,
him.
he's the legend here.
Okay.
His hand's been pretty stiff for a long time.
Oh, yeah,
so I
true.
know he's
Okay,
warming up.
anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it takes 1,000 years.
Anyway. Then you put this pinky finger and you rest it on either the bottom of the brush, or I like to cheat up a little bit on this pad.
Not cheating.
All right, cool.
So,
Yeah, as long as you don't get caught. You know?
So are you just gonna show us a character?
yes.
What character are you planning on writing?
Middle.
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 Yes.
So like Joan, like
yes,
middle?
like
Oh.
middle.
All right, cool.
All right.
Okay, let's see a strong character.
Okay, and what style did you want?
I mean, your most renowned style, so
Yeah.
cursive.
And that running.
Dude, give him the-
He's so good. He just comes to.
Oh, are you just gonna show us
Just-
without the ink
just
first?
flows.
Okay.
yes.
He's
Now,
just
now,
warming
now.
up.
Just warming it up.
It goes around.
Oh.
Oh, look at that technique.
Oh, the
Okay.
form.
And
That's
that's just to demonstrate. But before we do the real thing, this is the most important thing. You've got to center your soul.
Okay.
If you are angry, the piece becomes angry.
Okay.
If you are happy, it becomes happy.
Okay.
You've got to think of the piece as like a mirror of the soul. So even though the
Really?
characters
Yep,
will be the
everything's-
same, you know, they will have different personality.
He's really getting into that element.
And what you do is you want a nice, thorough coating on all sides of the brush. And then you will see it forms like this little tip. You want to get rid of the remaining ink. Make sure this is nice and pointy. Press down. You release. Your brush is still at the paper. Nice and fluid. press down at a nice 45-degree angle. You lift up. And then you make a mark and then you slowly lift up. When you get to the bottom, you press a little to the left, to the right.
Well, thank you for coming. We hope you have a great time for the rest of the day before you had to head back to wherever you gotta
I
be.
Gotta-
Who's
gotta-
this emperor right there
gotta-
track down?
His name is Tai Zone
Yeah,
Nice
you may not want to do that
from
though.
the Tang Dynasty.
It requires, some sacrifice. Maybe more
I
than
mean,
a geese.
I feel like he'll be, excited to meet you, so
That's true, that's true.
good luck with that. Good luck with everything in the future.
Yeah,
Yeah, so thank you for coming.
yeah. There it is. The legend himself. Wang Shi.
Well, thank you guys for being here with us on the Ganachos show.